Okay, here we go. I can show them how to do it when I'm in the zone. Before we start, let me puff that indigo. If I thrust, guaranteed you gon' feel it though. My intro for this real shit. When I walk the bridge and we built it. Two hoes got the boy on kill clip.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Dead on Dave. Oh, what's going on, man? I hope you guys are having a fantastic after SmackDown day. The lights are dimmed down low, and we've got no place to go, so I made things more Christmassy. So there we go. That's exciting, too. We got all kinds of things to talk about. We have the continued Cena-ing of Mr. Roman Reigns, and tonight was by far the most blatant, the most obvious, the most in your face saying, hello, it's me, John Cena whore, because there's no questions after tonight. There's no more possible defending. There's no more possible rationalizing. There's no more possible excuses. They have created their own John Cena, and I'm not going to make the entire show about it. Lord knows the announcers did that for SmackDown. They did such an epic job of trying to ruin this episode of SmackDown for me, but I'm going to be honest, there's a lot that I liked. There was a lot that I liked in spite of this utter fucking insanity. Oh, I was trying not to drop an F-bomb the entire show, and I failed already. Damn it, Roman Reigns. I'm trying to be cleaner. Just a little bit, not a lot, just a little. All right, I need to zen myself, and to help me zen myself, to help me make some sense of the insanity, my co-host, the one, the only, from XLT Live Podcast, TOOTALL. What's going on, my friend?
What is going down, Dave? How you doing, man?
I'm fired up, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow, you don't like...
Can you hear it in my voice? I'm fired up.
You don't like Roman Reigns?
Roman Reigns! That's how you have to say it. Rapido! Oh, my God.
Man.
It's just ridiculous.
How's everybody doing?
I don't know how they're doing, but I'm doing fantastically. Just aces. How are you doing? That's the most important question.
I'm good, man. Good to be here. Good to talk some SmackDown. I don't usually, like I mentioned, I don't usually watch SmackDown, but when I do, I know I'm going to be disappointed. So
I don't always watch SmackDown, but when I do, it's with a gun in my hand. No,
right.
The funny thing is SmackDown has been so much better the past almost 3 months. It's been really, really solid. So even tonight, you could see subtle differences that they do with SmackDown that they don't do with Raw. A little bit better storytelling, a little bit more continuity between the beginning and the ending of the show. That's something that Raw's been desperately not doing as of late. So there are lots to go, hey, okay, that doesn't make me want to kill myself.
Not yet.
Then when they make these obvious moves that just like, hey, everybody, hope you don't mind that John Cena's here even though he's not. I don't know. Look, am I wrong? I don't want to make this entire show about why Roman Reigns is Cena because I think the evidence is piled up enough. But tell me, man, am I wrong here? Is everybody crazy here? Or is this really that obvious?
No, I mean, I think obviously making an entire show about it a little bit overkill.
Yeah.
But it's pretty obvious that they don't have a lot of big stars there, John Cena being one of them, and they have apparently like 6 people on the total roster right now that they're using. And SmackDown was a pretty big show of that. 2 hours. You saw the New Day, the League of Crab Nations, and then the Roman Reigns and the Usos or whatever. So basically the same people we saw Monday night. But yeah, they're definitely trying to shove Roman Reigns down your throat. Obviously, they've been doing that for the last year or two. And they're going to continue doing that until he's champion. And then when he's champion, it's going to even get worse.
Yes.
Unfortunately. So this will all be different if Roman Reigns would just be over.
Well, the funny thing is, I think this could have been done in a way that wouldn't be so egregiously revolting. I do think that there's a compromise here, but the WWE is so desperate to put him over. But they think that what they're doing is going to help. They're like, here's what we'll do. Since everyone's calling him Cena, we'll treat him like Daniel Bryan. The problem is now, for whatever reason, and this is the thing that's really driving me nuts, he's regressing again. He's had periods where he was getting so much better. His mic skills were horrible tonight. He's speaking with, like, it seems the more he tries to speak with emotion, the less it transfers over, the less it feels genuine. It's unbelievable. He tries to get more hyped into it, and it just, you could tell that opening promo was edited to frick. Yes, I fricked it that time. Yeah, I caught myself. But you could tell it was chopped up. It was just like, it might as well have been a Pulp Fiction, just out of order and just misplaced to make it work. You know? It
was totally weird, yeah. And it was robotic. Like, Roman Reigns is really robotic when it comes down to it. You can, and even in the ring, when he starts shaking his fucking head all the time, and just like overusing, like Roman Reigns doesn't just overuse like moves or whatever. He overuses basic body movements.
Yes,
like that's what he does. He sits there. If he's in like a rest hold or whatever, he's just shaking his head. He's just shaking his head. If he's walking around, he's shaking his head. If he's out there waiting for a tag, he's shaking his head. If he's taking a shit backstage, he's shaking his head. It's so overused, and it pisses me off. And tonight, when they opened up the entry promo or whatever, he stopped. This is the most robotic shit I've seen. He stops, looks left, looks right, and then continues again. He did it like 3 times. And I'm just, come on, man.
It's like he's looking for traffic. He's like, oh, wait, maybe there's a car coming. Let me check. I don't know what he's doing. But then he also does this thing where he breathes really heavy and his cheeks go out. He's like,
yeah.
He does that, and it just, I'm like, are you trying to inflate
a balloon
DDP that we
yoga
can't
or some
see?
shit?
Is he trying to like inflate something that we can't possibly see? I don't understand. So look, we're gonna get more into the Cena Roman thing. Like I named the show, the Cena-ing of Roman Reigns continues, because it's just tonight. It's one of the worst examples of it, and it didn't work. Well, here's the thing, and I want to make this clear: it didn't work for us. But let me tell you something: the casual fucks, they are eating this up. Those casuals are loving this. That crowd seemed to be very into it. I don't know how heavily edited it was, but they seemed to be very happy with the outcome. The fan, it was very crazy to me. It's really is an interesting situation. The casuals, the women, they seem to be absolutely loving this, which shockingly, that's the exact same demographic that they wanted. Why can't that be enough? They got the demographic they wanted. They're not going to convert us. They're just not.
Hershey, Pennsylvania is also more of a casual crowd too.
That's
just
true.
Throwing that out there. It's
That's
very
true. No,
casual.
You're right. You're right about that. Which could be why he was so heavily featured in this episode. Before we move on a little bit from Roman Reigns, I do want to talk about the announcing tonight, which may have been the worst ever. I mean, it's so bad. I don't know if you guys can even really remember anything they said, because it was so repetitive and it was so dry, and it was just like, I don't even know what the hell King is talking about anymore. It's like he's on another planet.
You don't like fat Michael Cole?
What's that?
You don't like fat Michael Cole?
No, I don't. Well, no, I like Rich Brennan. That's the thing.
Really? I hate that guy.
I like him a little bit better than Cole.
He mimics like when you watch him on NXT or even SmackDowns, he's trying to be Michael Cole, not just the haircut, the suit, or whatever, but like his hand motions are exactly like Michael Cole. And I'm just not impressed by it.
He was better on NXT than he's been on SmackDown. I don't know why they replaced Tom Phillips. I thought he did a great job, and now he's got facial hair. So I'm a fan. I'm a fan. They were so bad tonight. How Pittsburgh boy's playing his stupid drinking game in the chat. I'm going to try not to reference him as much as possible. But he's drinking every time anybody references friggin' Reigns as Cena. So I told him I hope he has his will paid up. But you could have played another game tonight. How many times Booker T not only says he's good, but how many times did Booker T go completely full retard, like completely incoherent, not able to be understood, and just, because it happened quite often tonight. It was just, this announcing was, if they weren't flubbing lines, they were sucking Roman Reigns' penis off and comparing it. It was just it really, they would not stop talking about during the 3-on-3 match. For some reason, the Usos and Dean Ambrose having to get into the main event, which is just hysterical for another reason entirely. They did not stop talking about Roman Reigns. They're not talking about the match. They're talking about Roman Reigns the whole time.
Yeah, it's just not, and it's not doing good to anybody, really. And it's the same storyline they pulled in Monday Night Raw. Everybody for the next 2 weeks, I guess we're just going to witness Roman Reigns and his friends or family or whatever that can't help him out. That's pretty much what they're doing. That's the next 2 weeks. Monday Night Raw is going to be the same thing probably, and then leading up to TLC, it's just terrible writing on top of everything. The commentary, the Roman Reigns shoving down your throat. And I mean, I kind of understand they got nothing else. Maybe, yeah. Some of the stuff you can kind of like look past.
Absolutely, I do it all the time.
But it gets to the point where even the casual people just they're not spacing out half the time. Even not just the people like us on the internet talking about wrestling or whatever. Even the casual people are like, well, I'm not that stupid. I know what you're doing, and it's pissing me off.
You're
and
not
that's the
fooling
problem.
anybody. It's crazy. And it's what's coming, because if you need more evidence that this is a Cena storyline, we know what's coming. The more that Usos and Dean get involved, we know more than likely at TLC, their jobs are going to end up being on the line during his match. I just have a feeling they're going to do the firing angle with these guys, just like they did with Cena at Survivor Series. I just have a feeling it's coming. It's coming. If we don't start cheering him the way they want, they're going to take another step until it's Ambrose turning on Roman Reigns, because that's the final bullet. That's their last bullet that they got.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Just going to blame us and call it a day.
Crazy. We are going to take your calls tonight. We will take your calls on Skype. David Vancura, DAVIDVANCURA. And, of course, the number, 702-751-2902, which, by the way, I want to say thank you to everybody who's donated recently. Helped us keep that number going, keep all the changes and the improvements and everything happening on the channel. Thank you very much for that. And if you want to continue to donate, please do so in the description box below. Feel free. And very much appreciate it. If you tip your barista, you can tip your favorite copious fat man. If not, we still love you. We still love you. Love you a long time. Love you a long time. But at the very least, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Share it to the world. Tell everybody what's going on, that you're watching the greatest, the sexiest, the most amazing fat man on YouTube. All right? Let everyone know. All righty. Moving on a little bit from Cena, Rome. Now I'm doing it on accident. Now I'm not even doing it on purpose anymore. Moving on from Roman Reigns.
It's too much, man.
Have I mentioned lately that I think I'm getting tired of the New Day?
I actually haven't heard you really mention.
No, it's because
New Day.
It hasn't happened, nor will it. Got him. No, I'm not getting tired of the New Day. How can you get tired of the New Day? They're the only thing good that's happening right now consistently. Tonight, once again, they had their fingerprints all over the show, and it was the highlights every time that they got involved. I'm hoping that they are going to be, and from what I'm reading, from what I'm understanding, they are only going to be part of this storyline short term. Short term. They're not going to be in this storyline with the League of Nations very long. Thank God for that. Because that needs to stop. I love what they do. Them coming out, saved that terrible, boring-ass promo by Sheamus, which isn't all Sheamus' fault. Just the back and forth with Roman didn't work. Sheamus is actually a pretty fair talker. He's not a terrible talker. Am I wrong on that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I like to hear Sheamus more than Roman Reigns. That's the easiest way I could put it.
Yeah. He's an upgrade. No, I'm just asking. I'm wondering if I'm off base there. I don't think he's a terrible talker. When he's a heel and
he doesn't let the crowd take him. That's what it is.
Yes,
that's really
he does not care.
He knows, he doesn't care. And Roman Reigns, you can clearly tell when he gets distraught by the crowd, being just chanting whatever they want to chant towards him. He gets a little bit.
Yeah.
You
can see he gets flustered.
Yeah, flustered, and then starts repeating himself and doesn't know what he's going to do next. But Sheamus just embraces it and just said, "Fuck it, go ahead."
Yeah, then he shakes his head a couple of times, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
And then the New Day comes out. They come out, and I love the way I'm going to put over New Day heavier than I ever have before, because literally everything they do is amazing. The way they walk out is amazing. The way they shake their hips is amazing. Their facial expressions are on point. Everything they do. Is it over the top? Is it goofy? Is it insane? Yes, but it's in the most brilliant way because they're self-aware of it. And that's what makes it so good. The way he interacted with the Usos when the Usos tried to cut him off, tell him to fight, Xavier Woods going, I have a few more things to say, but don't worry. Just everything he does. Xavier Woods is a main event talking talent at the very least, and he might be a main event wrestling talent. That guy is good. To paraphrase and borrow from Booker T, Xavier Woods is good. Really, really good.
And once they finally got something, for him to do, not just the Funkadactyl crap that they started with him, in NXT, he was amazing. And he was talented. He's talented in the ring. He's very charismatic, and he can work a crowd like he's been doing this for more than 10 years, 15 years, or whatever it is. Just comes so natural to him.
He's a natural performer.
All around can absolutely do it all. And I know we don't see him a lot in the ring, but when he does get a chance in the ring, even if you want to go take a look at his stuff from NXT, go ahead. He's great. He's amazing. He's really, really good. I'm excited to see what's going to happen with him in the future. Yeah. And I'm happy that he has an opportunity, that he's doing something that I know he's having fun with. Like, that's the best part. That goes with Big E and Kofi. Yeah, they know they're having fun with it. That's why it's getting over so well. That's exactly why.
I think the best part of the New Day is the fact that they didn't do the normal, natural thing in a faction where there's a de facto leader. There's a guy that we know is going to be the one that's going to come out of this faction, because that's the point of a faction. Especially one that's being thrown together with not an established star. The point of a faction is to get one guy skyrocket to the top and hopefully create a bunch of mid-carders that once they inevitably break up, he can feud with and drag some of them with him. That is the whole purpose. By the way, we got our first donation tonight. Cappuccino donated 80. Ba-da-da-da. You can't see me. My name is Reigns. That's right. Thank you, Cappuccino, for your very generous $5 donation. I'll get you a $1 million laugh here very soon. What was I saying? Shit.
Talking about the factions and that.
Yes, thank you.
There you go. See, I don't have to say more.
I love that you're here. You are my favorite person. Thank you. Talking to yourself is hard sometimes. It really is.
It is.
It really is. Because you know me, I'll go on tangents and I'll just completely forget where the hell I was. But thank you. The purpose of a faction is to skyrocket one guy and hopefully drag some people with him. They're not doing that with this faction. All three of them have their moments when Kofi. I'm more impressed with Kofi Kingston than I am almost with anybody else, because anybody who has reinvented themselves in a better way than Kofi, maybe the only guy I can think of is Jay Lethal, who went from nothing but a parody of a wrestler, he was just an absolute joke when he first started in TNA, to now he's a legitimate international superstar in Ring of Honor. It's pretty damn impressive to see what Kofi's been able to do, and my God, it really has been amazing. And then Big E doesn't have to speak to be amazing. Just his hip wiggles, his tongue, everything is over-sexualized with him. It really is something to behold. It's so much fun. Unless you just don't like that type of humor, it's hard to hate on the New Day. It really is. It's hard to not like these guys because they're so entertaining.
Yeah, I agree, man. It really
is.
So
entertaining.
And Monday Night Raw, you saw it. SmackDown tonight, you saw that you can give these guys the show, and they can easily have no issues running things for the most part, as far as being in multiple segments or matches or whatever it is. They can pretty much do everything right now. So
they're like, give me the ball.
And that has to do with building the confidence for the last year or whatever. So.
Yeah, they have. You're 100% right. They're like, give me the ball. We're ready to take it. Anytime there's a lag, we'll take the ball, coach. Give it to us. Let's take a quick
Big
call. Go ahead.
I was going to say Big E, when he was IC champion to what he is now, is kind of night and day as far as his microphone and in-ring ability. Like he's just so much more comfortable and so much more fluent. You can definitely tell the difference.
He looks like he's not being controlled. He looks like he's being able to do what he wants to do. They all do, and that's what's really cool. Let's take a caller because this 540 has been trying to call. That's Pittsburgh. No. All right, I'm going to give him one chance, but I don't want to hear the same thing that he says every week. So I'm going to give him one shot. Pittsburgh, I know that's you. 540 Pittsburgh, you're live with Dead on Dave. Please be interesting. What do you got?
I'll talk about Reigns later, but right now, I want to talk about actually one of my favorite matches tonight was Tyler Breeze versus Neville.
We're about to get to that. That's perfect.
Really?
Yeah, I was just about to transition to it. What do you think about the Tyler Breeze and Neville situation?
It's pretty interesting. I liked it. I enjoyed it tonight.
Well, it's a one-off. It's a one-off. That's not going to be a series of matches we're going to see. They pivoted Neville for some reason to The Miz. The Miz has been taking interest in Neville. I don't know exactly where it's going, but I didn't hate it. I love that The Miz made fun of his ears. That was hysterical to me. He did.
It was funny.
I've never seen ears like that. That was great because everybody else thinks it.
I feel like it was more feeding into him pulling out his movie thing again with the whole the Christmas movie. I feel like that's why he did it.
That's to get cheap heat. I think it's dual purpose. One, they do want to sell movie DVDs, obviously, but it's also it helps keep the whole Miz heel thing going.
Yeah.
And it's cheap, but it works. The Miz is serviceable. He does serve a purpose every now and then, not all the time. But I think, look, Neville needs something. The way they were talking about him on commentary tonight was making me sick to my asshole. They were talking about this guy like they kept calling him kid. He's not that young, by the way. They kept calling him kid about how, he needs to reestablish himself and all these things. They're burying him on commentary, essentially, and Dolph Ziggler did too. I was just like, what are they doing? Let him actually show what he could do a little bit more often, and that's all they have to do, burying him on commentary. I just didn't get that. I didn't understand what was the point. Is Neville turning into Justin Gabriel?
Oh, man.
You think that's the case?
It's the most obvious thing I could possibly reference because it seems like it's a direct parallel. It really does seem that's where it's going. He's being used more than Gabriel ever did, to be fair. But I see that's where this is going. What do you guys think is going to happen with Neville long term? Do you think there's a long term plan here?
It's hard because they've tried a couple of different things. They tried to do the new sensational talent Neville or whatever. Yeah. Then they went to the whole Stardust comic book thing with the superhero stuff, and then nothing was really took off. And that's not just his fault, whatsoever. But it's more of how he's been booked from the beginning, and then booking him with somebody who wasn't doing that much after the Stardust Goldust thing last year. And then you book him with Stardust, who's pretty much just mid-carding, if that, pre-shows on pay-per-view or whatever it is. So it's really has to do with Neville has all the talent in the world.
God, yes.
And I don't really believe when Miz says, "Oh, well, he doesn't have any charisma." I think he really does, and NXT showed that. He was a champion for a year for a whole reason,
yes,
or almost a whole year.
Yes,
there was a reason for that. So I just think it's not entirely his fault that he's put in this situation. And I mean, you're coming to work, you have to work. They put you with that, and you try to do the best you can, and that's what he's been doing. Unfortunately, the stuff they've been giving him, aside from that whole Stephen Amell thing, nothing has been really hyped high or has him moving forward past the mid card and the pre-show era right now. So
it's been his matches that he had early on. He had a fantastic match, a forgotten match now with John Cena that was great. He had a couple of matches with Seth Rollins that was fantastic, and I actually enjoyed most of his series with Bad News Barrett. I wish that would have had a payoff, something better than his loss at King of the Ring. There should have been something more there between those two, because there was something. There was something there. The fact that they're countrymen, there was something there, and I don't like the way they just abandoned it.
Yeah, they also missed opportunities with Bo Dallas and him, and they try to pull that card, the NXT card, where they had that huge rivalry in NXT,
way too early.
Yeah, it was a hit and miss. It was just they didn't know what to do. They really don't know what to do, is what it is. There's a lot of talent that suffers the same consequences as Neville. They just don't know what to do with him, where to put him in the right places to get them moving forward and building their career. That's
the
really
funny
what it
thing
is
that Neville it wasn't too early in Neville's progression for that feud with Bo Dallas to happen. Bo had just come back. He's all doughy. He's all out of shape. And they put him in this situation immediately with Neville. And it's just like nobody cared because the problem is nobody gives a shit about Bo Dallas. They had an amazing feud in NXT. And I want to see that story told again because it is a good story. And they can work great matches with each other. So I'm hoping that there is a time. But the problem is, once again, we're not seeing Bo Dallas. You can't make a situation happen. It's the same reason why this Jack Swagger Del Rio thing doesn't work. Because Jack Swagger's been missing for the past year, and then he returns, and we're supposed to give a shit? No, we know he's a transition until Cena gets back. We get that.
Yeah.
It's insane. Pittsburgh, what do you think about the situation, or what else you got, man?
The one thing I couldn't stand was when he had his feud with Stardust. I think that's when his downfall really started, was when he feuded with Stardust.
It's like they really thought people were going to get behind this comic book thing. And comic books are in vogue. I get why they tried to do it. I just think there has to be subtlety in wrestling. Wrestling rarely works when you beat somebody over the head so hard. It rarely works. It can work, but it's rare. Wrestling it's such a subtle form of theater. You really have to be subtle in the nuances because you already know so much going into it. As a viewer, as someone at the show, you know so much already. Even if you're a casual fan, you know what you're seeing is a staged performance, and you know these things. So subtlety in the storytelling is paramount. It's so important. And unfortunately, that's something that seems to have gotten lost as of late.
I agree with that, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Pittsburgh, what else you got for me, man?
Also, I cannot fathom how much I'm disgusted with your title.
It's true, though. Okay, look, I'm going to give you one chance.
God damn it.
Here, check it out, Pittsburgh. I love you, man.
You don't piss me off too much because my roommate's right next door to me. If I break shit...
Well, calm down, breathe, be a big boy. We're going to have an adult conversation. Look, I love you. It's why I continue to let you come back on and say the same thing you say every single week, because I love you. I'm going to give you an opportunity. Week. Yes, I'm going to give you an opportunity because I think this is fair. You can go ahead and no judgment, no, I'm not going to, I told you so, nothing. After tonight, after what you saw tonight, if you want to admit that what we've all been saying, what the rest of the world sees is true, I'm going to give you that platform because I respect you. But if you...
Are you trying to refer Reigns to Cena?
Yes!
Sade!
No, you're not having it?
Damn it.
Well, then I cannot protect you anymore. I cannot keep you from the cold. The blanket that is copious Dead on Dave protects you, shields you from the cold. I can no longer do so.
Oh, God damn it. What do you want? I didn't... No, I was provoked.
What's happening right now?
No, get the fuck out of here. Okay, well, I put my shot glass, so now I gotta borrow yours.
All right, well, go ahead.
Oh, shit. You like to eat my fireball. Fuck off.
You didn't see it, huh? You still don't see it?
God damn it.
No? Nothing?
I don't want to react to PBR anyway. Sucks.
All right.
PBR is the worst beer ever, dude. Get the fuck out of here. I was provoked.
All right.
I don't understand what he's saying, but it sounds funny.
I'm already...
It's okay.
Now I'm going to argue with my roommate. God damn it.
Take it easy, Pittsburgh.
What just happened?
Have a good night. That was fun.
That was, yeah.
It was something different. It was fun for me. It was probably fun for nobody else because they had to listen to Pittsburgh yell incoherently. But
we're going in a good direction, Dave.
I think so. I tried very hard to derail it right there. I'm going to go get a chili pepper. That'll fix it.
Yes, that should fix all problems.
I don't know what the hell I was thinking. That did not, like, in some regards, eating the pepper on TV went exactly how I thought it was going to go, but in many other ways, it didn't go anywhere near like I thought it was going to go. It was very weird. But I will say this. I don't eat spicy food. I hate spicy food. But I was going crazy, man. I'm freaking out because it was so exhilarating eating that pepper. It was I haven't had endorphins and adrenaline come out like that since Iraq, man. I mean, it was crazy. And now I'm like, I want to eat another hot pepper. But I'm afraid it might kill me, so I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. I don't think dying on live like podcast, YouTube is a good idea.
If I'm going to die, though, which I am, because let's face it, I'm a walking heart attack waiting to happen. If I'm going to die, I would like it to be for the sake of ratings. It would be the most, like, I don't think, has anyone actually died on a YouTube video? Has it happened?
Yeah.
Oh, it has?
Yeah.
And it gets a lot of hits until it gets taken down, I would assume, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also people try to, do other things to themselves on YouTube Live, also on Twitch. So I've seen it the last 10 years.
Yeah. Real Talk 74 donated $2, said, no offense, but Roman is not in Cena's class. We'll talk about that in a second. Please continue, Tito.
Damn, Roman is not in Cena's class. But yeah,
he's right.
A lot of
he's
shit's been
right, but I understand what he's saying.
In the last 10 years or so, and people do a lot of things to get views or get paid for it. So it's crazy what the levels. I'm not saying you're doing that. I'm not saying you're going to get a gun out or anything like that. But I'm just saying people do a lot of crazy shit.
Sure,
So,
everybody wants to be famous,
Yeah.
Sod99 also donated while we were talking, and he donated $1. He said, love the new day, bought their shirt. P.S. Tell Terry Tom blocked me from the chat. Sod, we unblocked you. I don't know why you can't get back in the chat. Terry unblocked you. I can't see any reason why you're still blocked. I don't know what to tell you. You and Jake Hardy. I don't know what to tell you. You shouldn't have fucked up. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Create a new name. I don't know what to say. What were we talking about? I forgot.
We're just talking about yeah. It's an uplifting chat. Yes.
It was that's what we do. We're uplifting.
Yeah.
We're uplifting folks here. I'm gonna get you on camera because I haven't.
I don't even have a light on my shit.
Oh, okay. Well, your screen, your camera just came on.
Did it pop up? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
thought that was letting me know, like, hey, I want to be on camera, fat man.
I mean, if you want to put my face up on it, doesn't matter. But this is like not having to go to work for 2 days. So
I'm worried that it's going to be too much for
I'm wearing
internet.
my soft shirt.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, yeah.
The one thing that TOOTALL is not is SAWFT. Nice. I'm afraid that, you know what? I'm not going to put the camera up because I'm afraid that it's going to be too much for my internet.
Okay, sorry.
I really am. I'm scared it's going to take my shit down.
Oh, I just shut off. I don't know what Skype's doing this. I don't know what's happening.
Skype's
just literally,
taking control. Something, okay, Real Talk donated the $2 and he said that Roman Reigns is not in Cena's class. I want to touch on that for a second. He's 100% right. Roman Reigns is nowhere near, in any way, shape, or fashion, not athletically, not lyrically. I don't think he can rap. Cena can rap. And in any other way, is he as good as John Cena was in his prime? He's just not. So in that regard, he is 100% right. He's not in Cena's class, but that's not the argument that I'm making when me and many other people say he's John Cena. That's not what we're saying. We're not comparing to him as far as talent. We're only saying that in the role that the WWE wants to use him, that's the comparison. And that's the only comparison because he's not as talented as Cena. Cena does not get anywhere near enough credit for the things that he has done in his career. Plain and simple. Look, I hate John Cena. The way that this thing that we always get the same thing over and over and over and over. It drives me insane. But I have
consistent.
Utmost respect for that man. I met him. He's a good dude. I got a lot of respect for what he does. I really do.
Yeah. And John Cena can take somebody booing him and not cry inside.
You know why? Because he understands. He is Hulk Hogan. He understands what that means. Every time that he hears John Cena, let's go Cena, Cena sucks, It's another buck in his pocket. He understands what the industry is about. It is nothing more than making money. That is what they're doing. They're selling. That's why it's called selling.
Yeah, right.
I mean, come on here.
He can also change when he's doing promos. He's. I'm not trying to praise the man, but
no, praise him. I think he's worth praising.
He's experienced enough that if you watch him when the crowd gets really hostile, like he can change and get into it and react to that through his promo, and come out on the other end of it not looking like an idiot. Roman Reigns, on the other hand, just kind of thinks, well, I'm just going to repeat what I said what my last line was, and let's see if that goes again.
Line? Let's run through a few of the copious amounts of notes, and then we'll take some more calls.
Woo!
A couple things I wanted to hit from the opening segment. Sheamus had an amazing line about green cards where I think that he took a shot at Rusev. And it was epic. He said, we all have our green cards. We're all legal, except Rusev, but he's working on it. That is fantastic. That's a great line.
And Rusev laughed.
He did. He did laugh. That's a great line. But I don't know who told him to say that line, but that was a great line. Another note I had from that is Woods was so damn good on the mic, it made me want to cry. It was fantastic. That opening promo went on far too long. That was the last note I had on the opening promo. Way too long. Way too long. Should have been 5 minutes or less. Get to a match because it was crazy. Then we had the Tyler Breeze and Neville. Tyler Breeze wins with an unprettier, which I really like him using that move. I think he uses it really well. I like his setup. I didn't like the beauty shot as being his finisher because it's just a spinning heel kick, you know?
Yeah. It worked on NXT.
It did, but I like the unprettier. I think it does work for his whole thing. What was up with Dolph Ziggler's feathered hair on commentary? Did you see that shit? It was feathered.
Yeah, it was something interesting. But I also, you know what, Ziggler on commentary, he kind of challenges the commentary team here and there a little bit. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I did too.
Not as much as the New Day. The New Day on commentary was gold, but Ziggler did challenge them and, you know, try to throw it in their face a little bit about some of the things they were talking about. But the New Day just destroys commentary.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Ziggler's a very competent talker when he's just being himself. When he tries to go into the show-off mode, I feel it comes very sketch comedy-ish. But when he's just talking, and this is why he wants to be a stand-up, and I think while he could succeed at it, he's a very good natural talker. And he was just smelling the bullshit from this commentary, and you could just see his facial expressions, how bad the commentary was, and he kept calling him out.
Yeah. I think at one point he just looked away and just started looking at the crowd like, I just don't want to be here.
But as for the match, the actual match between Neville and Breeze, I didn't think it was a bad match. Obviously, it was too short, but it wasn't a terrible match. I like the fact that Breeze is picking up victories. I like that he's doing so in a heelish manner, and I like that Summer got involved. The only thing I hate about it is that Neville takes a loss that I don't think he needs to take. But I don't think he should have won at the expense of Tyler Breeze either, so it was a tough situation.
Yeah, I guess it's easier to have Neville lose since he's been losing for the last 4 months or whatever.
It does.
Tyler Breeze, especially now since he's lost to Ziggler, I don't think he should have lost tonight, which he didn't, obviously.
No,
he's going to obviously, get the win TLC. That's what would make sense, right? That's the rubber match to continue this feud.
But he won at the last pay-per-view. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Ziggler's win came on a Raw. Tyler Breeze's came on a pay-per-view. So I don't know if Tyler's going to get another win on another pay-per-view.
Yeah, and it was a little forced.
Joining us now is Tommy, NC 2010 of MTV's Made and Comedy Central's Tosh.0 fame. The one, the only, Tommy Talks, man. What's going on, brother? Thanks for joining us.
Not much, man. I just want to say I kind of fell asleep. I didn't get to watch SmackDown tonight, but I wanted to call and give love to all your fans, and you also, and
I think
just
most of them need love, so that's good.
All you need is love.
That's right.
I thought all you need is booze.
Well, I don't know. For me, it's not booze; it's boob. All I need is boob.
All you need is boobies?
Yes, that's just me though.
It's a good motto.
It is. I think it's a good motto. It's not Hakuna Matata, but it works.
Yeah, it's a good way to live life. Just boobs in your mouth.
Exactly. I mean, look.
All you need is boobies.
That's right.
All the rest of your days. It's your philosophy. Stick your face in there. Boobies with time.
Oh my God. Tommy just motorboated. That's fantastic.
I love women. I'm not disrespectful to them. I love them, and I love them.
It's not disrespectful if you say you love boobies, man. You're
no,
good.
it's not. But motorboating might be a little disrespectful. It might.
Were you actually motorboating a chick while you said that? That's the question.
No.
If not, then it's not disrespectful. It's not disrespectful.
No, you're right. But like, if you're gonna do it there, he might do it. He might be a serial motorboater. We don't know. Tommy's kind of creepy.
Run up
He
in the
might
ball
be
and
doing
just
it.
motorboat.
You motorboating son of a bitch.
Motorboat down the river.
Yeah,
Motorboat
tell me
down
again
the
that he's
river.
not doing it. He's doing it. TOOTALL, this guy, he does it every day.
Good for him, man.
He works at a grocery store. He's like, "Can I help you check out?" And they're like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I have issues."
I think we all have issues. I would do that too. I like that. If you do that, if you actually would do that, I applaud that.
I'll visit you both in jail. I hope you guys.
Yeah, I mean,
I hope your cellmates treat you well. I hope your cellmates treat you very well. I heard
what a horrible thing to go to jail
I heard
for.
that prison toilet booze is fantastic. I heard they're doing miraculous things in the pokey.
I heard if you give someone a grenade and you pull the pin and you tell them to go down the river, it tell them it won't be too long. There's gonna be a big surprise. It's gonna happen.
All I know is that you just said something about grenading somebody, and that scares me.
Yeah.
Tommy, what else you got for me, man? What's going on in the world of Tommy?
All I know is I smell something in there. That the fact that Roman Reigns probably will never get his hands on the championship, and
yeah, he will.
just because the authority is dangling these shots in front of him, and he keeps screwing them up. Of course, it could be the fact that they want to, that it's not even about wrestling anymore. It's about protecting a title now. And we've lost the ability for just old school wrestling, guys grabbing each other, throwing each other to the ring, and pinning each other. No, it's about protecting what's best for the company, what's best for business, not what's best for the fans.
You heard it here first, folks. Tommy wants men to rub each other more in the ring. And that's what needs to happen. That's what will fix things. More male-on-male contact in the ring. There's no question about that. You're right.
I mean, actually good wrestling content. I mean, actually good wrestling moves. Let's make up some new wrestling moves. I thought of a move called the backbreaker. It's where you grab one person's leg and their arm and get up on the top turnbuckle, and then you pull their arm and leg and then jump down on top of the turnbuckle, drop down on the mat.
That sounds terrifying. That sounds terrifying.
Person gets disabled.
Yeah, that sounds horrible. It really sounds like
in a game. I would want to see that in a game. Maybe
sure.
Like in 2K16 releases some moves, but damn.
Yeah, the Tominator. Yes, that's what it should be called.
There you go.
But that sounds like I'm going to visit you in the hospital afterwards. I hope that your neck is not broken. That sounds terrible. Hey, look, Tommy, I need a favor from you, man. I know that you live in the hills of Kakalaki, right? You're in Carolina, right?
Yes, I am. What?
I need a Carolina Reaper.
Oh my god!
I need one. I'm addicted.
Well, I need somebody to fund me. To go to South Carolina. Then
are they expensive?
The trip is expensive.
I don't want you to drive down there and pick one and like go to Old Man McAfee's farm and go, I'm digging for a pepper. No, you can get one a normal way. I'm sure you can talk to somebody, be like, hey, do you know where to get one of these Reaper peppers? The funny thing is, the person who provided me with the ghost pepper, this person I met over here, her name is Sarah. She's got a husband who makes these peppers. He grows them and stuff, right? They watched my video today, and they were just so beaming with joy that they did this to me, right? And she goes, as we were watching the video, my husband was able to find Carolina Reaper seeds, and he bought them. So in 2 years, when they mature and they grow to the way they're supposed to be, I will be having a Carolina Reaper. It's going to happen, and I might die. I'm excited.
Ouch.
Yes, very exciting. Tom, you got anything else for me, man? What the hell are you smoking on, TOOTALL? Your camera came back on.
Oh, my bad. My bad, dude.
What the hell is that? I've never seen that. The only other time I've seen that much
vaping.
smoke.
That's what he's doing right now. He's vaping.
He's vaping, but the only other time I've seen that much smoke come out of anything was a dragon. That's unbelievable. I wish I would have had that.
I'm a dragon, man.
I'm telling you, that's incredible. You have like
honestly,
your lungs.
smoking is going out.
Your lungs are the size of small children, so it's pretty impressive. Tommy, what's your rating for tonight from the little you did see?
The rating, I just think that WWE needs to make a better product, and they need to start making actually good wrestling stories. And
that's not a rating.
Well, 0 out of 0.
Oh goodness! All right, well I appreciate that nonetheless. I know you didn't watch a single solitary second, but I'm gonna let you pass anyway because I love you. You got anything else that you have to say before I throw your ass over the top rope?
I want to say I am the World Heavyweight Comedy Central's MTV's made champion, and I am here entertaining every single night. Check out my newest video, Inspirational Speech, and I guarantee you'll be lifted to make YouTube videos.
Damn right. Go check out my man Tommy NC 2010 on YouTube. He's going up the charts. He's a hit maker. He's a rapper, and he does many other things. Tommy NC 2010, my good buddy. Thanks for joining me again. I really appreciate it.
You too, man. Catch you later.
Pal. Oh, man, the number one rule in podcasting, if there's one thing that I can bestow upon anybody doing this thing, if you get a call from Tommy Talks, you fucking take it. You take it immediately. That's just me, though. That was fun. Right,
wasn't bad. This is an interesting night, man. I'm glad I joined Thursday. This is an interesting night.
It is it's an interesting situation. I don't know what's going on in the chat.
Yeah.
I've completely ignored it.
There's some people saying hi to me, and then let's see. Adrian said Tommy makes it rain on them hoes. So that's what's going on in the chat.
Cappuccino says 2 years. I'm growing Carolina Reapers as well, but as far as I know, they don't take that long to grow. From what I understand, and this is how it was explained to me, it takes 2 years for them to mature properly. Like when you grow them the first time, they're not quite right. When you grow them the second time, to get to the point where they're like at their most potency, you have to grow them a few times. And this guy, I take what he says very seriously. He's like a serious like green thumb man. And yeah, that's a scientific term of a botanist, I guess. I don't know, but he's serious in that stuff. And so I'm gonna take a little bit of what he says. And he says it's going to take 2 years. So I might be completely wrong. I'm ignorant on it. I know nothing. I kill chia pets. There's nothing. I got nothing for that. So I don't know. Let's get back to the review a little bit here. We went askew. We
went in some direction.
We went askew. No question about that. Let's get back to it. Brie Bella and Becky Lynch. It was an interesting situation to say the least. The backstage promo to start it off, Becky I thought represented herself very well. None of the other 3 women in the promo could put a sentence together. Not Alicia, not Brie, and Charlotte. What the hell happened to her?
I tweeted out, like that's the only tweet I did in SmackDown tonight was like this storyline is getting dumb to me. I don't know if everybody feels the same way, but the Charlotte, I didn't like the Charlotte attacked in the match. Yeah. I just didn't. I'm
going to talk about that in a second, buddy. Oh my God.
But the backstage promo, yeah, Becky's the one that's getting it, and Brie, I just dislike Brie.
Yeah,
there's I got five people I really probably dislike, and Brie's definitely in the top 3 as far as WWE like main roster goes.
Yeah,
and she's just overall terrible, and I hate when she abuses the Daniel Bryan kicks. It just pisses me off.
I know, it just makes me sad. It makes me sad. A couple things I took away from this match. The match it wasn't a terrible match until the end. That finish was so bad. I like the heel turn of Charlotte. I think that's where they need to go, but they're doing it in such a weird way. That her interference, what the hell was that?
Poor booking, man.
It seemed like it was mistimed. Like Charlotte was supposed to come in about 3 or 4 seconds before she actually did, and by the time she did, she missed it, and it looked absolutely terrible. I don't know what happened. The other thing that happened, the best thing that happened in the match, was Team Bad in the back, for some reason messing with the piñata. They're turning into the Girl New Day, and it's not a bad plan. Did you see that? They're just messing with the piñata. What the hell was going on?
I guess it's supposed to be Charlotte because they had blonde hair. So I guess the piñata is supposed to be Charlotte. Yeah.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah. I think it was supposed to be Charlotte.
You're an astute man. That is fantastic.
They're gonna, I guess, backstage. They should have went back as they hit the piñata, see what came out. Maybe like a little, like a woman's title came out of it or some shit.
Oh, that would have been good. See, man.
That would have been great.
Forget Dewey Foley going to creative. How about you? Jesus.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
My baby boy, he's going to creative. Bang, bang. Have a nice day. It's coming. Mrs. Foley's baby boy, baby. Bang, bang. Have a nice day. He's going to be in creative somehow in some weird way, I guess. I don't know. Moving on, we already talked about the Neville-Miz situation. Then we had Lana and Rusev in a beautifully weird backstage.
Yeah. Lana's so hot. That's all I gotta say. She's so hot.
I love that they're not keeping her in those same suits. I love that they're letting her continue to dress sexy because she is gorgeous.
Yeah.
She really is.
A little bit of high school came at me. I was like, she's hot.
She's hot. Wife was like, I don't know if there's something there, though. That was weird. The whole weird love promo. It almost looks like I don't know what they're going to do with this, but it seems so weird the way that they're uber in love now,
Rusev is going to become a little girl, like little high school love problem or whatever, where he has to take care of Lana all the time and loses matches and becomes this terrible. I feel like that's where his gimmick's going. That's where it's going.
I have a feeling that she's going to start carrying a purse that just says Rusev Sack on it. That's what I think is going to happen. I want to get your opinion on this. Do you think what Lana did by leaking the engagement, which it's proven pretty much beyond a shadow of a doubt that that's what happened now. Do you feel what she did was going into business for themselves, and are you upset with that? And especially how WWE is just fumbling how to handle it, because they're putting it on air, because I think something happened. A conversation went back like this. Lana seems like the type of woman to pull a power play, and she knows her history. She knows what Sable was able to accomplish, and she was getting the type of reactions that made everybody go, oh, this is Sable-like. So I think she pulled the type of card where she's like, what happened with her and Mark Merrow is not happening with us. You're keeping us together, and if you don't like it, well, guess what? I'm going to leak things that's going to ruin any kayfabe possibilities. What do you think of that situation?
Good for her and what she's doing, and fuck yeah, why not? Because screw it, I'm sure everybody's sitting backstage thinking like, why is this happening? I'm sure people that watch that backstage, like sometimes when they watch SmackDown Raw, wonder to themselves like, who is doing this? What are we coming up with? Yeah. And when they split him, and the problem was, I guess it wasn't a problem that they split him. I liked how they split him. That Lana became this empowered woman and independence and all that. I liked how, and then the whole story turned into bullshit. Summer Rae came out, Dolph Ziggler got involved, a whole bunch of triangle of crap bullshit storyline. I love the beginning of it. They ruined at the end, and why not? If you're gonna take her, if she's gonna be off TV or whatever it is, after her injury on her hand, and then you're not going to use her anymore, I would too. Screw you, man. The Twitter or getting featured on TMZ, WWE is going to pay attention. It's just simple as that.
It's not like they just stopped her push or anything. She did get hurt. She got hurt when she was about to make her in-ring debut. That's not the WWE's fault. Now, I don't think that's a situation where you go, well, fuck you guys. I think it's a dangerous precedent. I think
she knows what she's worth. That's what it is.
That I will say is true. But you know who else thinks they know what they're worth? Melina. I think that she's in a dangerous position where she's more likely to become Melina than Sable. And there's definitely a parallel between the two. Or a big disparallel. I can't think of the word. A disconnect. They're not the same person. That's
Part
another
of me
story
likes
I
the
want to talk
fact
about at
that-
some point. Melina's nuts. Oh my god. Woo.
Part of me likes the fact that, you know, she does take initiative and that does go outside the lines and doesn't break the policies or whatever it is, just because things need to be shaken up. I mean, given what we've seen the last couple months, Monday Night Raws and storylines and everything, things need to be shaken up. And part of me enjoys that fact that so WWE got mixed into TMZ. That's not a bad thing necessarily.
No,
that's
that's
just
true.
giving you more exposure. You know, people now they still want to see Lana. When Rusev was out there, when they first did the whole breakup, they still chanted Lana, we want Lana, we want Lana. That's all the chants were coming through. And I'm sure the W felt a little bit like, fuck, we're kind of screwing this up a little bit. But then, you know, what do you do now that you already pulled the trigger? And then you try to go back to it. The only thing that I didn't like about the whole Lana Rusev thing coming back together was in the beginning of them splitting up in that storyline was, you know, how Rusev's this asshole abusive guy, I guess, or whatever, you know, and she's independent now. She's, you know, and she spoke for all women. She didn't speak for divas. She spoke for women, which I thought that was great for her and what her storyline was going to. And now it just looks like, oh, well, you just run back to an abusive relationship, right? Are we all supposed to forget that she pretty much said that she was in an abusive relationship?
Right.
So now she just runs back to it. You know, that's we're supposed to forget that, I guess. You know, that's the only thing I dislike about it.
I think my issue really stems from the fact that how kayfabe has changed so much in the past 20 years, and how it's basically non-existent with the advent of and the use of the internet. And she took advantage of that. Now, good for her. She got her. You know, go get yourself over is the ultimate phrase the old timers will tell you. But she was already over, and it felt like that this was not about keeping her relevant or keeping her over. It was keeping her with her man, which if that's her priority in the wrestling industry is keeping her aligned with Rusev, that has long-time ramifications that I think can be detrimental to her and his career. And that's my problem.
Yeah, a success would not. I mean, you can only go so far with that, and I agree with you. You know, just if we would have had like Brie Bella with Daniel Bryan all the time, you can only go so far. Even when Daniel Bryan's injured, she's ruining his career at the same time. So I agree with you, man. You have to evolve. You know, Matt Hardy and Lita weren't together for 10 fucking years on live TV. You know what I'm saying? They evolved that storyline, even though it was real at some point. They evolved that storyline. Lita evolved as a character and progressed her career. I don't know the reason she wants to stay in one spot. I don't know if some people get comfortable, you know, some people are okay with what's going on and maybe that's what it is. But if that was me, I would want to try to push it further and involve my career and try to become a bigger, better, you know, person on the main roster or whatever it is, or a leader in the locker room, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
I wouldn't want to sit in the back. I'm okay with that. Yeah. I'm okay with that. You're right. I'm just gonna walk next to Rusev. I'm okay with that. It just doesn't make sense. Oh, long term, I agree. It doesn't make sense.
There are very few women, I should say, that have been able to stay in a situation and make it work long term. And they've usually had to do very drastic things with their character to be able to do that. I think the first and foremost person who comes to my mind is Maria Kanellis. She's become probably the biggest bad guy on Ring of Honor. If you do watch Ring of Honor frequently, avoiding your eye cancer from watching it, of course, she has become one of the top heels in the company with the Kingdom and everything that she does with Mike Bennett. She does an amazing job of help, and he's terrible. I have no problem saying Mike Bennett is a horrible worker. He's dangerous. He has hurt people in the past. He'll hurt people in the future. I'll never be on my show, and I fully understand that. I don't care. I don't give a shit. But that's true. I don't like the guy as a worker. I don't like him as a performer. But she helps get him over in spots where he shouldn't be. And it's impressive as hell. But that's rare. It's so rare. And she's not doing it on a bigger stage. She's doing it in Ring of Honor, a much easier controlled environment. So it's just, even Elizabeth had to go through changes and progressions and get multiple divorces and be with multiple, you know, it's so difficult to stay on one path and just be that. And it's very hard. It's very hard. So I don't know. Let's move forward a little bit here. The tag team champions, New Day, and the Usos and Dean Ambrose. This match, I got lost here because the match wasn't horrible except for a very mechanical Dean Ambrose tonight, who seemed to be running like he was a Tinker Toy. It was very weird. But other than that, the match wasn't bad or terrible, but the announcers, man, they ruined this match for me because they did not go 15 seconds without bringing up Roman Reigns.
Yeah, they love that guy.
They really did.
Announcers just want to live in Roman Reigns' pants at all times to warm his ball sack. Like it's absolutely unbelievable.
Canoe me, Roman. Canoe me. If anybody can tell me where that reference is from, you've earned my respect. Canoe me, Roman. Canoe me. That's a really, really deep cut reference right there. Let me tell you, because I don't think anyone's seen that movie except me. But anyways. But yeah, it was weird. I did not like what the announcers did. I feel like I understand that they're creating another faction with Reigns and it's going to be called the Family or whatever. I get that. But a faction needs to actually be a faction. It can't be, it's hard to be about just one guy when these are already established stars. You know, that's the thing. The Usos are a multiple-time champion. Dean Ambrose is one of the most over people in the company that people are just waiting for him to get into a role that works for him because everybody wants to see him propelled to the top. And then you have Roman Reigns, who's just like, my cousins, they're my brothers, and Dean Ambrose, he's my brother. That's all he says, and it's just this. It seems completely pointless. And the announcers are trying to convince us that Roman Reigns and everything that everybody else does is for the betterment of Roman Reigns. It's just like, oh my God, it's just mind numbing.
Yeah, it's a combined effort to push Roman Reigns' cock in front of people's faces.
Yeah,
really
I don't want to make the show about that.
I fell asleep. I fell asleep during that match.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I
fast forward. I fast forward. I did. I did.
You can fast forward.
I watched the Australian version or the Canadian version, one of the two. Okay. So I watched it a day early usually. I got it like a good 10 hours early today. So I watched it, took my notes, and went to sleep until 3:40. So 3:40 in the morning my time, and the show here starts at 4 in the morning. The podcast. So that's what I did. So I fast forwarded through that match. I fast forwarded through it.
I fell asleep. And maybe that goes to show how interested I was in what was going on with the whole, if you guys can't win, then he doesn't have a partner. It's just the whole bullshit all over again. I woke up the next match. I don't even remember what it was, but I mean, to be like quite honest, like I don't usually, like I mentioned to you, I don't usually watch SmackDown.
Yeah.
There's a few things I didn't hate tonight, but there was a lot of things that I'm wondering why.
Yeah.
You know, the Divas storyline with Charlotte. Why is it going like this? Why is it weird? You know, why is Sasha Banks not put into this storyline? Let's eliminate Brie Bella away from this completely. I just don't think she does any good for any one of them.
I like that they're keeping her hovering, though. They're keeping Sasha hovering because obviously she's going to be inserted very soon. I like that Becky's still getting in there, and they are creating secondary storylines to go along with Paige, because I think the next feud we're going to get is Becky and Charlotte, and I like that. I like the potential there. But Sasha's hovering, doing the weird things with the pinata. I like that. She's hovering. So we'll see. The next match that you alluded to, that was the Bray Wyatt squashing of Devon Dudley.
Yeah. That's right. I remember that.
Yeah. Absolutely squashed him. And then that was weird. Then the Wyatts beat down Tommy Dreamer and Bubba Ray. Friggin' Braun Strowman snapped a goddamn kendo stick like a toothpick. And then Dreamer gets put through a table. The biggest note I have from that, other than the beatdown, was before the match. What the hell is wrong with R-Truth?
I don't know. What the hell, man? That was really weird.
That was
I don't know. Was that planned?
I don't
even know if that was planned.
Give him a mic, though. Don't just have him wave. The wave was funny, but give him a mic because he is absolute gold, man. He is gold. Yeah. Let him just be R-Truth. I really thought that they could have put him as the leader or the elder statesman or whatever of New Day, because can you just imagine if they took the leash off of R-Truth and just let him be him? Oh, my God.
It'd be a whole different type of show there, man.
Oh, my God. I think that's why they don't, is because they're afraid of how far it's going to go.
No filter, man. On top of that, I agree with you. I don't know. I thought it was weird. I really thought that was the R-Truth thing was kind of weird, but at the same time entertaining.
Yeah.
And going back to you talking about everybody getting pretty much demolished. What is like ultimately what is the outcome of this? Everybody knows what the outcome is. You think Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family going to lose again?
Cannot lose
after
again.
If they lose again, then what? Okay, great. So they just put the Dudley Boys. It sucks that the Dudley Boys have to be the ones in front of this just to get their shit kicked in at TLC. It really does suck.
Well, they haven't announced.
There is no better
yet.
outcome.
They haven't announced the match yet.
It's probably going to become like a tag team match between like Dreamer and one of the Dudley Boys versus Braun Suckman and
I like
whatever.
Braun. I like Strowman, man. I think there's something there.
I hate the fact that he got pushed because he's big and he has a beard.
I like his
he didn't
look,
go through
man.
NXT.
I like his look. I think there's something there. He's not terrible the way he moves either. I think there's something. He's years away, but there's something there. I do like him.
They need a new Big Show.
Yeah, they need a new Big Show, and he might be that guy. What I think is interesting about the situation is once the match is announced, I think it's going to be a 4-on-4. I think another person is going to be introduced. I've read that there's a possibility about that, and the obvious one is, are they going to bring in Spike Dudley? I don't
know how that makes sense though.
Here's I've been reading that where people are like, well, that doesn't make sense. He's so small. What would he do? Spike is always. That's the thing about Spike. He's fearless. He doesn't care about jumping on the back of Braun Strowman. He doesn't give a shit. That's what makes Spike Spike. So in some regards, that would make sense. But more than likely, it won't be him. I'm thinking it's one of two guys. The less impactful person would be Rhino. Rhino's already in the company. You bring him up. He has an obvious connection to the Dudleys and Dreamer, so it makes sense. The other one is Rob Van Dam, who is still hovering around and is always going to be making a return. And I think he makes sense. I don't think we're going to see Sandman because he's probably in jail. He's perpetually getting arrested.
Yeah.
I mean, that's from Joey Styles, one of his closest friends.
Favorite shit.
Sabu might be in a hotel room right now bleeding out. I have no idea. So really, it's RVD. What are you going to get, Balls Mahoney?
Mikey Whipwreck.
Mikey, you can barely walk.
What do you mean? In my 2K16 game, he does very well, Dave.
Yes, well, it's amazing what video games can do with a wrestler's career.
Yeah. Everybody's knees hold up in 2K16. It's crazy.
They hold up. That's right.
It's fucking amazing.
But yeah, I think it might be RVD. We'll see. But I see it going 4-on-4. I don't know. We'll see.
That maybe. I mean, I like the idea that then you can save them. You can save the Dudley Boys. Wyatt family can still win, but you can save that whole thing.
Yeah.
If it's a 4-on-4 instead of a tag team match. I like that idea.
Well, the Dudleys seem content with putting over younger talent. They seem fine doing it with the New Day.
I just hope it doesn't become a Chris Jericho thing. With them.
I think there is a worry for that. There is concern. But we're long ways from Jericho proportions, I think. Because, man, poor Y2J. It's crazy. Probably the worst win-loss record of any Hall of Famer. When he goes into Hall of Fame, he's going to have probably the worst record. If records mean anything, and according to Nikki Bella, they don't. But God dang, it's just like bad. All right, let's talk about the main event a little bit. I don't want to kill myself.
You want some NXT news? You want some NXT news?
Yes.
Somebody just tweeted me something that you might like and not
absolutely.
Like. Somebody tweeted me a live show picture of Daria from Tough Enough wrestling Nia Jax. I guess Daria from Tough Enough debuted in a live show for NXT. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I got people just tweeting me this shit all the time. Mike, I want to give credit. Mike from that tweeted me to Twitter the picture of Nia Jax and Daria.
Nice, good job, Mike from Twitter. We appreciate the news. That's interesting, Daria. Man, she made her debut quickly, huh?
Yeah, he said she. This is one of his tweets. Said it looks like legitimate, like an MMA chick. So he talking about how her gimmick kind of like follows that elements of that MMA style, whatever. And then he said she'll be the one to keep an eye on.
Wow.
And further, so.
Well, there you have it. You got that. That's interesting. All right, let's get to the main event, and then we'll get to more talking. We'll take more calls. We will take your calls. I know there's been a few people who haven't been able to get through. We will take your calls on Dead on Dave or David Vancura on Skype, DAVIDVANCURA, and 702 I forgot my number, 702-751-2902. We will be taking that as well. Take your calls. Just give us a few seconds. We're going to get through the main event, and we'll do that, and then we'll get the hell up out of here. After that. I'm not taking Pittsburgh's call. No, not happening. Done with Pittsburgh tonight. The main event, the El Mano Evento. First and foremost, have you ever in your life seen a man in a match, part of the actual match, get removed from the match and sent to the back like that when it was not an elimination style match?
That was weird.
I've never seen anything like it.
Because Roman Reigns beating 4 people is just crazy, but 3 makes sense.
It's very possible. It's very possible.
Yeah.
What the hell did Barrett do in this match that was so egregious that not every single tag team partner in the history of every match, heel worker, does in any match you see? He didn't do. It's like I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe when he sent him to the back. I couldn't believe it.
Man, it was weird. He didn't do anything crazy. Like, it's not like he got a chair on. That would make sense. That would obviously be the end of the match. But he did. He talked shit to the referee, which is what heels do usually. He helps his partner out by grabbing the opponent and trying to stop him from attacking the partner or whatever.
Yeah.
So two things, okay.
It was weird. It was a beatdown. The situation was supposed to be a beatdown of Roman Reigns. They set the whole night of stacking the deck, Cena-ing the deck against Roman Reigns. And
John Cena.
Rapido. And then they pull one of the cards out of the deck. They're like, well, maybe this will make it a little bit more palatable. No, because it was so stupid. And then, long story short, match went way, way too long. I could not believe how long this match went. I was just like, this match, it was ridiculous. Roman gets beat up most of the match, but keeps making mini comebacks. Eventually, he gets everybody out of the ring, and they all get counted out.
It got really stupid when Roman Reigns was throwing everybody around like there was just a piece of paper. Like all these formidable opponents got thrown around like it was shit. It was just I mean, the definition of Cena, fuck off. I'm just done with it. I agree with this whole shit. It's getting to the point where we're not that dumb. People, the casual viewer is not that dumb. It's just throwing everybody around. Tonight should have been Roman Reigns getting beat down.
Yes.
It should have been getting beat down, disqualified by him. Okay, fine. Roman Reigns wins via disqualification again, whatever. But having him beat down, and then maybe Ambrose and the Usos running down, and then and the brawl, and then that's how it ends. I think that's how it should have went.
It makes no sense because how are you you just created the League of Nations. They're supposed to be the new badass faction in the company, and
we're trying to shit on Europe.
and yet you have them get run off by faces that were already beaten by a smaller faction earlier in the night, and Roman Reigns, who was in a 4-on-1 situation. It is terrible story. Give me Dewey Foley. He can't do any worse. This is unbelievable to me. I've never seen some of the things. That's the thing. I saw things tonight that I've never seen before, and usually that's a good thing, but this is in a very, very bad way. I think we're going to the bad place, and it's just not good. Ugh.
It's going to end bad, man. I agree. It's just, at the end of the day, callers that called in today talked about, Roman Reigns shouldn't have the title. Tommy said that or whatever. He's going to have the title no matter what.
Title. Yeah.
There's just no doubt about that. Just whether he's going to be liked or hated, I don't think at this point anything matters. Whether he turns heel, that doesn't matter either. None of that shit matters anymore. Just let him just continue this shit. But at the same time, can we just stop a little bit with the bullshit? Like 3 people against 1, he should have gotten beat down and won by disqualification or whatever. Yeah. That's how it should have ended up.
Accept him in the role that he has. Just accept him. You got what you wanted. A year ago, this is exactly what they wanted. They wanted the polarizing Roman Reigns to be the top guy there. They got that. Why can't that be enough? Why do we have to like him? Why is that so important? They're giving him the Daniel Bryan situation. I just don't get it.
It's not even close to the same.
No. It's so frustrating. We're gonna keep dangling it We're going to keep dangling. The thing was, when they were dangling in front of Daniel Bryan, we all were with Daniel Bryan. There was a movement to make it happen. The only movement that happens with Roman Reigns is a bowel movement. That's the only thing that happens, is when I take a shit because he just loads me with crap. And I don't want to shit on Roman Reigns. I've spent so much time defending this guy over the last year. You give him time. It's all going to work out. The guy's got talent. But he's regressing in the ring. He's regressing on the mic. And now it's just like he's going to autopilot because he knows he's a made man.
Right. I'm going to get it. Fuck it. That's the mood, yeah. And we talked about at the beginning of the show. Everything he does is pretty robotic. The whole head shaking, the whole how he does promos. I mean, it doesn't get any worse than what Roman Reigns is. And for people that like Roman Reigns, like Pittsburgh or whatever, sure. I get it maybe. But at the same time, if you're a badass, you don't just hand the title back you just took from somebody. Like, here you go, Mom. I'm just saying. Yeah. So it's just the whole thing doesn't make sense. And this is just, compiling on top of all the shit that's been these terrible ratings, terrible storylines. It's not just the main event storyline. It's everything. It's from the start of the show to the end of the show. You get few things here and there, and then try to fill it with people returning, like Tommy Dreamer, Dudley Boyz, or whatever it is. They try to fill it with some of these returns or whatever, and try to make you think, well, damn, Raw was good because Brock Lesnar came out and stood in the ring for 5 minutes, shit like that, And I just don't take that at face value. Nobody should take that at face value anymore. No. You should not. You should look at the whole entire show and then compile your opinion about it. Yes. Don't believe the hype because Brock Lesnar's out there for 5 minutes standing in the ring getting paid $1 million to laugh all fucking day long.
Brock was there. It was a good show.
That's not. Yeah, Shawn Michaels or whoever it is. That's them using them so you forget the fact that holy shit, this show was garbage. Yeah. From the beginning to the end, it was garbage.
Yeah. So I'm in agreement. It's rough. I'm in agreement. It's a tough situation to be in. You mentioned the ratings, and I'm not. This is not a defense for the ratings. It's a simple fact. There's some research was done. I found this very interesting. Raw's decline from 2002 to now, it's pretty big. It's a fairly steep drop. However, it's 30% better than shows that had the exact same ratings during the same time period, meaning Raw's drop-off is actually better. It's more acceptable in TV land terms than other shows of the same time slot and things of that nature. I found that unbelievable because maybe the Road Dogg wasn't so retarded in what he was saying. When he was defending, like, you don't understand how TV has changed. That's not a defense of a shit product, but it does kind of lead to the fact that the WWE knows that they still have their core audience, the ones that they're at least trying to reach, hooked, which is why they don't make changes, which is why they don't give a shit. Look, a year ago, we saw the network, or not the network, the stock plummet to $9. In $9 it was trading at. Why do I know that? It's because I had it. It was trading at $9. And that was from a high when it was trading at $30. Then it went all the way to $9. Now it's back up to 17, floats around 18, 19. They're ecstatic with that. That's what they want. It's like perfect for them. It's great. It's a good number. So they're getting what they want in a lot of ways. And it's just, it's so bizarre to me that subtle changes can make this product and help revitalize the industry. But yet, they're going for the buck that they know is the easiest to get without risking sponsorships, without risking injury to performers, which I'm okay with that part of it. But it's everything they're doing is about optimizing profit while minimizing risk, which in some business sense is the smartest plan you can have. But it's ungodly frustrating to a demographic like us who have been around watching this product for years.
Yeah, but the problem is we're going to come back next week and the next week and the next week until we finally had enough and just said fuck it. But the problem is whatever that when that comes, it'll come. But until then, I'm subscribed to the network since day one you could in the United States, and I've been watching Monday Night Raw since 2011. Yeah, and compare. I came back in 2011. I had like a 3 or 4 year break from not watching wrestling at all. And then this guy CM Punk got my interest, and my friends were like, "You should watch this shit." And then that's why I started watching it again. You know, but let's just throw away the ratings then. Fuck the ratings.
Yeah.
Fuck all the other shit. Let's throw that away. Let's get down to the core product then.
Yeah.
Okay. If it's not the ratings, if Vince McMahon's obviously not, maybe that's why. Maybe you just figured out why Vince McMahon's not worried about it, because he probably read the same shit you read, and he probably has the same stats you have, and he's not freaking out because he's doing pretty good then in the eyes of in his eyes. Let's get down to the core product, which is still not improving. Sure, the ratings will go to 3.1, 2.9, or whatever it is at some point, but the core product at the end of the day is not improving. Now,
but here's
fuck
the
the
thing on
ratings.
that. Here's the thing.
What do you do though?
It's not improving to us. To the people that they're targeting, the kids. Go back and listen to that SmackDown.
It's blown their minds.
The ending of it, the ending of that SmackDown was not edited. You could hear that was a natural crowd reaction, and they ate that shit up. Now, granted, it's a soft crowd, like you said earlier. It's Hershey, Pennsylvania. It's a soft crowd. I get that, but that's as long as the kids and the women and the casuals are continuing to come out in full force like that, filling up the arenas, they got no reason to panic. You know, so and they know they can sustain that. That's kind of what it's like. Oh God, and I think that's also the reason why we have NXT, because they feel like at the end of the day they're like, well, at least they have that. Can't they shut the fuck up? You know,
we give them this one thing for an hour. Shut up.
It's like,
shut
take
your
it
mouth.
here.
Take it in the ass and shut up.
Here's James Storm. Be happy.
Yeah, sons of bitches.
We're
they
gonna
got
give
me.
you Shinsuke Nakamura. Be happy. You know, I don't know. I don't know. It's frustrating because like I try to look at it from so many different perspectives. I try to look at it from what WWE is seeing with the business aspect, and then it's hard. It's not easy to repress my natural fury of being just a lifelong wrestling fan, seeing some of the athletes and the really talented performers that are in the company right now, because I think we have some of the greatest depth within the WWE that we've had since the Attitude Era. There is so much great talent that's not being utilized, and I want to scream at the top of my fucking lungs. But there's so many other factors that you can't always take in. It's so weird, and it sounds like
you gotta
bullshit
go watch
too.
Main Event.
It sounds like
That's where it's
bullshit too. You know, that's the thing. Even saying it, I know it sounds like bullshit. Should I take Pittsburgh's call? He is called 77 times.
It's your show, man. It's your show.
Well, yeah.
I'm just here
I know,
for
but
the
you have
ride.
a say here.
I have a. Oh damn.
You have a vote.
I don't. Well, I guess it'll be funny to see how drunk he is at this point.
He's probably pretty drunk. All right,
He's
you know what?
probably pretty gone.
Let's make this a democracy. Chat. Should I
There you
take
go.
Pittsburgh's call? Give me
They're all gonna say
a
yeah.
yes or a no. This is completely determined on you guys whether or not you think I should take Pittsburgh's call. By the way, while we're waiting for that poll to come in, what's your rating for tonight, Mr. Tootall?
Given the fact that I fell asleep, I'm gonna go 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm at a 5. I'm at a 5 because there were a few things that I did enjoy. A few things, not many. But, you know, the regression of Roman Reigns is enough to make me really just start lashing out in anger. And, you know, this is the first SmackDown in a while that I have not enjoyed. It really is. I've enjoyed SmackDown a lot lately, and this one I did not. So we got two people saying yes.
Maybe to me, like, I don't know. I'm not more... Like the main event storyline is going to be there no matter what. I'm more in my head. I'm more focused on what's going on with the women, with Charlotte, Becky, Sasha. I don't know why. Like I feel like my when I do I do podcasts, when I even talk to people, like the first thing I talk about is like the women's division or the Divas division on the main roster and why it needs to be improved and all these other shit. Like the main event storylines or whatever, that's a constant, whether it's going to be shit or bad. But the Divas has been so shit, and we had such a little high of that 1 week when they debuted everybody. That was such a little high, and then they ruined it with the whole teams. I just know I think the problem is I know I've seen it on NXT, so I know what can it become on main roster, what the capability and the potential there is. Yeah, and I'm just please, just let it happen once, all right? Just show them that you understand that these are amazing athletes, great talent that you have, and that you're not just willing to shit on them, you know, all day, every day. And Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, Charlotte, Paige, all those women wrestlers are. It is what's going to be the future for you for the main roster.
I think they're getting there. I do think they're getting there. I think I'm going to use the tired and fucking worn out excuse of, it's the downtime of the year and all that stuff. We do know things are about to pick up. We're about to enter Royal Rumble in January. Things are going to start heating the hell up. I mean, that is.
Do we have to wait for that every time, Dave? Do we have to wait until Royal Rumble to be happy?
No, I know. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. But it's a tale as old as time. It's Beauty and the Beast. It's a tale as old as time. This is just how it is. And but you're right. We shouldn't have to settle. You're right. You're 100% right. And it makes me angry to have to say it. But it's not that I'm saying it because I'm accepting it. I'm saying it because it's that, I guess I am accepting it in some ways, because it's the constant thing we see every single year. So we know it's like the Groundhog Day. It's coming. We're going to see if the fucking gopher is going to put his head out the goddamn hole. I don't know. Let's take his call. It seems like we got enough people in there that said yes. So let's take it. Let's see what he does.
All right.
Pittsburgh, they want to see you follow this up. So what do you got?
All right. Well, first off, I need to admit to something, because I kind of feel bad just going off without, explaining myself. That whole deal with me and my roommate earlier tonight.
Yeah.
That was at work. I had him come in here and shit just to act up for the show.
Oh, so you just broke kayfabe. Don't do that.
But,
Don't break kayfabe.
But hey, doesn't mean I'm not stopping my little game here. But yeah, I thought I should let you know it's just at work.
Okay, that's what you wanted to say.
Well, that, but also I want to have a reasonable discussion with you.
All right, we can try this.
Now,
if you start saying the same thing you say every month or every day, I'm gonna hang up.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Here's the deal with Roman Reigns. Okay. The guy is not perfect. I'll tell you that right now. No wrestler is perfect, really, and I don't see Roman Reigns as perfect, but I see him as one that people don't give him enough credit for. What's that? What
did you just say?
I said that Roman Reigns is not perfect.
Yeah, but what was the second part?
Give him enough credit. I don't think people give him enough credit.
What credit does he deserve? What has he earned?
What has he earned? Are you shitting me?
What has he earned? What has he done to improve? He's regressing, Pittsburgh. Did you not watch tonight's show?
I most certainly did.
And you think tonight was an improvement?
The main event was great.
You really think tonight was an improvement?
The main event was great.
It's hard to have an argument with a fan of somebody, because look, I understand you're a fan of the guy. Anything I say to you is not going to convince you, because you're in this facts don't matter type situation. If you don't see what happened tonight, there's nothing I can say that can convince you. So there's really no point of a discussion. All I can say is it's an agree to disagree situation, because I'm not telling you not to love the guy. Love him, caress him. Just picture him melted over you like sweet, sweet honey butter. But Jesus, at least acknowledge the reality of the situation here, my friend. TOOTALL, help me out.
What wrestler doesn't need improvements, though? What wrestler doesn't need improvements?
I could name like 5 right now if you want me to. And 3 of them is called the New Day.
There you go. There you go.
I'm just saying. There's people that, like, Roman Reigns peaked at Royal Rumble 3 years ago, or whatever it was. Yeah. And then from there on, your boy has been being pushed down people's throats. And I get it. He's going to make the money and sell shirts. I get it, man. I understand where you come from. You're a fan. And nobody's ever going to change your mind because you support somebody, and there's a reason for that. You enjoy
ride or die,
whatever he's doing. I understand it 100%. But when it comes down to people, there's no way Dave can sit here and not criticize him or anybody else that we talked about tonight. Yeah. Brie Bella, Nikki Bella, anybody else. And the moves. I mean, we criticize the whole show. Yeah, that's the whole point. Roman Reigns is going to be champion
Yes.
In the next 2-3 months, if not at TLC, he's going to be champion by WrestleMania guaranteed. So you'll be the happiest person alive. But the problem is the guy is not ready to be champion. And when people ask what has he done to get there, what did he earn to get there? I don't know. I guess being part of the family that he's part of, maybe that's the reason. I'm not 100% sure. But the man he's very limited, and maybe it is the WB. Maybe let's blame them. Fine, let's look at it that way. Maybe the WB limits him to what his ability is and not allowing him to do more than 3 moves. Maybe that's what it is. Or maybe it's the fact that Roman Reigns is so comfortable doing those 3 moves, if they allow him to do something else, he might kill somebody or injure himself and not be very comfortable doing that. And that goes to show you from the smallest things that the man does, in-ring promos all the way to his in-ring ability. He's improved in some aspects, but Dave's right. The man is not. He's now plateaued.
He didn't keep it going. He improved, and then he fell off the goddamn mountain, man.
He's going to give himself a neck injury just by shaking his head, Pittsburgh. He's going to give himself a neck injury.
One thing
he's going to be the first ever recorded neck injury, self-inflicted.
Oh, hold up, TOOTALL. Go ahead, Pittsburgh.
One thing I definitely agree with you guys on is, yes, his mic work does need improvements. That's like just like a little thing that I think he needs to improve. And maybe some ring skill, but other than that, I think the guy's good.
I don't know. Look, I try, like when I talk to you, because I do love you, Pittsburgh. You know that. I take your calls religiously because I love you. So I'm like, every night, am I too hard on Pittsburgh? Was I too big of a dick? Am I being unfair? But when I look at everything analytically and I look at it logically, because I think the one thing that people can agree on about me is I'm fair. I can't say that I'm right because I'm not. I'm just a fat idiot. But I'm fair. I'm fair.
Fair balance like Fox.
I try. Oh, fuck you. You just compare me to Fox. You're over the top rope for that, Rainzo. Get out of here. Can you believe that? Fox? Fair and balanced like Fox. Really? Wow. I don't know what to do with that. Facts don't matter. He's a college boy. Facts don't matter.
Yeah. Fuck it.
I don't know. That guy.
Everybody's got
made
fans,
my head hurt.
Everybody's got fans at the end of the day. Everybody's got people they love, and they're gonna support from the minute. Like for me, it was Stone Cold when he was there. For what I don't care what he did, I was gonna support Stone Cold. I really didn't give a shit. Even though when I hated the whole alliance angle and shit like that years ago, I still supported it. I didn't give a fuck, because behind the closed door in my head, I'm like, at some point we're gonna see this again, and I'm so excited. I'm excited to see this again. And It's I don't know if it's a Royal Rumble moment or whatever it got Pittsburgh boy to love Roman Reigns. Yeah. He's waiting for that same high one more time, or to continue that high. And it's good for you, Pittsburgh. He's chasing the dragon
for you. He's chasing the dragon.
It's gonna happen for you, man. I'm glad that you're so happy. I really am. I'm no bullshit, no joke. I'm happy that you're so happy about Roman Reigns, but I'm so angry at the same time.
I agree.
About Roman Reigns. So.
Adrian Alex Pose made a request in chat. Said, Dave, talk about the Ambrose and Owens match at TLC, please. So I think that's a good thing to close out on. We can talk about that, and then we'll get up out of here. I think we've given the people a good show tonight, over an hour and a half now. I think that's pretty good. Okay. Ambrose and Owens. Owens got sick. He was not able to be on Raw last night. He was traveling with his son. He had his son on the road with him. They both got very sick, so he didn't show up on Raw. The things that I was understanding that had he been there, he would have been part of the League of Nations. I don't know if he would have took somebody's place or if it would have been a 5-man group. I have no idea. I don't know if he's still going to be a part of it, but I'd like him to be, because I think it would help kind of sell the validity of it a little bit. Maybe get rid of Barrett and bring in Owens. I don't know. But that's that. The other thing is this Owens and Ambrose match, which I feel has not been built nearly enough, considering they've already had one title match, right? They've already had a match for the belt, haven't they?
Yeah.
But I don't feel like there's anything that matters about this match. Am I wrong with that?
They kind of just push it on you, There wasn't really a build to it. They were just like, well, I mean, people asked for it. The internet people are talking about it. Everybody's talking about Roman Reigns. Fuck, see, now I'm angry about Roman Reigns.
There you go. There you go. He's on your brain.
Talking about Owens and Ambrose. The sad thing is Ambrose might not win.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kevin Owens is not bad. The man does it. He's one of the best. Actually, he is the best heel that they have on TV right now because Seth Rollins is done.
Couldn't agree with you more. Absolutely.
So what? I mean, don't take the title off the guy because he works. I'm sorry, the dude works the crowd. He works every time he talks shit to Michael Cole. I just die laughing.
It's great. Look at this, Cole. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I love it. He knows he's doing things as a heel that nobody's really done in a long time. And he involves every aspect of what that company of the main roster is, including the announce table. Yeah. Okay.
No, and I compare him to like CM Punk, but CM Punk did the exact same thing. He excelled in everything that he did, even announcing. And it's the same thing that Kevin Owens has been able to do. It's for those reasons and so many more that I think he is going to drop the belt to Ambrose. Because I think that Ambrose, they need a face champion. Because I'm not sure that they're going to give the belt to Roman at TLC. I think they're going to save that for Royal Rumble because they're not giving it to him at Mania. He will go into Mania as champion. So I don't think he's going to win at TLC. They need a face champion because even Charlotte is now going heel. So now they have no face champions, not one. So Ambrose needs to be the guy. Now, why that makes sense for Owens is because of the things that I'm reading about for his WrestleMania 32 plans. Now, there's more talk, more build going to the possibility of him being paired with Brock Lesnar, which could be a humongous match. If built properly, this will be the crowning of the actual biggest heel in the company in Kevin Owens. If done properly, this could be the rocket ship up Kevin Owens' ass that we thought he might have gotten after Cena. This is interesting. I'd love to see it. I'd love to hear him, just to hear Heyman and Kevin Owens go back and forth. Take my money right there. But I want to see that match. I want to see Kevin Owens get thrown around by Brock Lesnar, but keep coming back for more. I want to see that fight. What do you think about the possibilities of that? And does that kind of help take into consideration? Because my plans for WrestleMania are starting to come into shape in my head. Kevin Owens, Lesnar, I think that makes sense. You have Daniel Bryan win the Royal Rumble. It's starting to progress in my head a little bit. I think that there's a way to salvage this WrestleMania, and these are some of the steps that I'm taking for that. What do you think of the possibility of Ambrose taking the title off of Kevin Owens to build for this type of feud with Brock Lesnar and Kevin Owens?
So I'm okay with Ambrose getting a title. Yeah. But for the love of God, I'm okay with the guy getting the win.
Yeah.
At a pay-per-view.
He's great. He's great. He's over.
Yeah.
He's over.
I'm 100. Yeah, he's been over. And the only thing that ruined him being over was Hell in a Cell 2 years ago when Bray Wyatt came out.
Yeah.
That whole thing is what stopped the momentum. Yeah. That's kind of what stopped the momentum for him for a while there. Ambrose winning the title, I'm 100% down with. Brock Lesnar and Kevin Owens, I can see it because, they talk about Kevin Owens being the prize fighter and all this other stuff, and he's here for, these reasons, so and so. So I can see that storyline building, and I agree with you. Paul Heyman, Kevin Owens on the mic, and that whole storyline, that whole story with Lesnar and Kevin Owens could be big for WrestleMania. And holy hell, how crazy would it be for your first WrestleMania ever to be against Brock Lesnar? On the biggest stage of them all. You're going to be, you went from, 8 months ago on NXT or whatever to Brock Lesnar WrestleMania 32. It's sick. Yeah.
It'd be huge.
So I'm for it, man. I'm for it.
I think that could be very interesting.
And they have to start salvaging it. I agree, man. There's so many things. Seth Rollins' injury threw off a lot of shit. Daniel Bryan still not being back. I'm not even convinced that he's going to be back by WrestleMania.
I'm not either, but I'm hoping. Yeah. Well, I don't even know if I'm hoping. I'm not even know if I'm hoping because he's going to get hurt again.
It's going to ruin things.
Yeah.
Not even that. I think they feel that Daniel Bryan coming back is going to ruin plans for them to do shit. Yeah.
Very possible. We got I think this is our final caller for tonight. He's been trying to call in, so I wanted to make sure I take his call. 352, you're live. Then on Dave and TOOTALL. What you got?
Hey, Dave, how are you doing?
I'm loving life. It's 5:40 in the morning here in Germania. And I'm chilling with my good buddy TOOTALL, man. We couldn't be better. Well, how are you doing?
Another sickening night of SmackDown. It just didn't do it for me. I'm disappointed, Dave. I don't know what to do.
Turn the channel.
Well, I'm sure it's a football game, but that was even worse than wrestling. You got the Lions and the Packers, which nobody cares about.
From what I understand, the Packers got beat down. Is that what happened?
I didn't pay attention, but I was just trying to find something compelling to watch. I work all day. I come home. I come home to nothing. There's nothing entertaining. I mean, man, I don't know what to do. I mean, I love wrestling so much. It's just disappointing that I just can't get into it. Even with WrestleMania coming up soon, and I mean, Dave, Lesnar is the only reason I watch. Honestly, I mean, Lesnar is.
Just watch NXT.
I mean, like you were saying about him and Kevin Owens, I would like to see that match too. I think it would be a great match. Good, two powerhouses. I mean,
do you watch NXT?
No, I don't watch NXT.
You really should watch NXT. If you love wrestling, and from the way that you talk about wrestling, you're an old school fan like me and everything. You love the wrestling. I
am, but I like good old school wrestlers.
You will love NXT.
These people with the same 5 moves, it's just.
You would love Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson. You would fall in love with those guys.
My friend,
if you're an old school wrestler,
yeah.
If you love old school wrestling, you would. There's a tag team you will fall in love. Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson. They would blow your mind. It would blow your mind. You should watch NXT.
It's just that I'm just. I mean, with the Roman Reigns and Cena. I mean Cena.
Put that out of your mind. Put it out of your mind. Don't let it continue to fuck with you. Go to NXT. Turn on NXT. Watch the back episodes of NXT. Do yourself a favor, man, because I'm telling you, that will help you. It'll soothe your soul. It'll keep you calm. It's like Prozac.
Well, if they would do more matches, like, do you remember Cena's debut match against Kurt Angle? That was a damn good match. Good wrestling back and forth.
Cena's had great matches. Cena's had great matches. All right? Let's be a little bit fair. Cena's had top 5 matches this year. He's had great matches. His shit with Kevin Owens was fantastic, especially the first two. So,
I mean, one of Cena's favorite matches I liked was the first one against Angle, and I even give that match a Punk at the Money in Bank 11, and his match with Bobby Lashley at the.
Well, that's all past stuff, though, buddy. We're talking about now. If you want something that's going to give you those same feelings now, that's why we're trying to pivot you to NXT. That's what I'm telling you. You got to at least go give it a shot, because if you're talking the way that you're talking, the things you love, it's happening, and it's happening in NXT.
Well, maybe I could get into those people. I don't know. I'm just all my favorite wrestlers are either retired or dead.
Well, that's what happens with age, man. Father Time wins. We die. We're going into that box eventually, buddy.
Since I call it to you, who is your all-time favorite number 1 wrestler of all time?
TOOTALL, you answer first. Who's your favorite?
Mine's easy as hell. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah. Mine is also easy as hell. I've said it many times, and I'll continue to say it. It's the greatest in-ring performer I've ever seen in my life, the HBK himself, Shawn Michaels.
Okay, there you go. I'll have to give my number 1 to... I got to go with Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, a tie there, because they had the best match ever in wrestling history 19 years ago, going on 20, WrestleMania 12. I got to go with those two. And I'll put Austin at a number 2.
Interesting. My number 2, real quick, and then I'll get you out of here on this, it's Ric Flair. Ric Flair was my number 1 for the longest time.
Well, Ric Flair's in my top 5, too. I mean, he's up there.
Then what Ric Flair did in TNA.
If I could get into these new guys, I'll give it a chance, but 0 out of 10 for SmackDown tonight. I hate to do it, but...
What's your rating?
I mean,
he says 0 out of 10.
0 out of 10. This is Furious George, right?
Furious George. If you don't mind me calling it every week, I mean, if you don't mind having me, I'll keep calling it, because, I'm getting a lot of publicity from
I'll keep taking your calls, but you've got to watch NXT. That's the deal. I'll let you come on here and rage and hate fuck WWE. I will let you stick your dick in the rotting corpse of WWE. I will let that happen. But you got to watch NXT, and you got to give it a chance. You got to check it out, all right? I think that's a fair deal.
I'll do it, and I'll call it Monday, and I'll let you know what I saw, what I like.
Awesome. That's what I'm talking. That's compromisation right there. Yes, I made a word. Thank you very much, Furious George. I appreciate it. But it's time for Old Top Rope.
Appreciate you.
All right, take it easy, buddy. He was reasonable, somewhat.
Yeah.
I think it's time for us to go over to Top Rope.
All right.
I think we've had a hell of a show.
How long has it been? Almost 2 hours?
An hour and 44 minutes.
Oh, fuck. I hope I didn't ruin your show, man.
Ruin my show? Dude, I'm the guy who plays the self-deprecating douchebag. You're amazing, dude. We can't both be self-deprecating fuckheads. No, you've brought this show. I think this is the best SmackDown review I've done. I mean that. This is the best SmackDown review I've done because I've had somebody who's been able to pick my big ass off the floor when I fumbled, and we've been able to have amazing conversation. We worked in the crowd. I think we've done a great job. I'm super proud of this, and if you could be here every Thursday, you're my man's is on SmackDown. I love it. But the only problem is that means you got to watch SmackDown.
Yeah, hopefully not fall asleep. I think I'm off next Thursday too. So yeah, I'm off Thursday,
Sweet.
the 10th. So
you got carte blanche, buddy. Anytime you want to be here, you're in. You're in there like swimwear, buddy. To everybody in the chat, thank you guys for keeping the chat so crazy tonight. I really do appreciate everybody. Keep going in there. It's been great. We've had a really good show. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Hit that like button, subscribe, and go check out TOOTALL. If you love him here, you'll love him on his own as well, as he does a great job over at XLT Live Podcast. Does a fantastic job. Growing channel. Go check him out. Show him some love. And that's it. That's all we got, man. Check out my good friend Tommy C over at Shot From The Point. And, of course, we got some exciting things happening on the channel. The return of Creators Corner is coming. And it's coming on December 17th, which is also the debut of Real Talk, the Metaphor Messiah, the official musician of Dead on Day Productions, his new album, Black Mozart. We are doing Creators Corner as a launch party release, man. We're going to have a great time. We're going to talk about the new music, and we're going to tell you exactly where you can buy it. But the first place that you need to know where to buy it is www.bandcamp.com. It's in the description box. That's where you can buy it on the launch day, $9. That's a steal of a deal because let me tell you, I've listened to the album. It's amazing, and I'm the whitest motherfucker you'll ever meet in your life. And this hip-hop spoke to me. I'm not even a hip-hop guy, but this music speaks to me. I believe in Real Talk. I mean that in a way that you cannot possibly believe. And not only as a musician, but as a human fucking being. Do yourselves a favor and go find out why this guy is one of the most promising up-and-coming hip-hop artists I've heard in the past 15 years. He's absolutely incredible. So there it is. Make sure you check that out. And that's all I got. I'm tired. So thank you guys. Like, subscribe, and share. We'll see you next time right here on Dead on Day Productions. Thank you for donating, for those of you who donated tonight. Oh, wait, $1 Million Laugh. Got to do it. We got to do it. Oh, where is it? Oh, my God. I'm terrible at what I do. Oh, sound effects. No, it's not there. Where is it? I'm terrible. It's Real Talk shit. Here we go. There it is. One more. All right, one more again. We'll see you guys next time right here on Dead on Day Productions. And remember, as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends. See you next time. Peace.
Take it easy, everybody.